Hi, Creative Katie here, Karen Burchill, and I am ready to do another inspiration prompt stick challenge, and this one is number 4. And let's just zoom in a bit. Number 4, Inktense blocks, which is kind of one color in all mediums, dictionary paper, new of an old stamp or stencil, one color in all mediums, and quote on deli paper or tissue paper. So I think I'm going to combine this with a challenge from Journal 52, which is monochromatic, since we have one color in all mediums. So as you can see, I got some of my dictionary paper out, and I was just randomly ripping it and going to place it there. I pulled out all my teal colors in there. So I have a Jelly Roll pen, I've got a gelato, I've got some pearlized Martha Stewart paint, Liquid X Basics in Phthalo Green and Bright Aqua. I have another metallic that is cobalt blue, but it definitely goes towards this zone. And then I have my Inktense blocks, and I pulled this area here. Then I have my homemade Wilton spray that I mixed my own teal. And I have Time Travel Teal and Shabby Turbine Teal. So that's one, that's the other. And I have this one that's Afternoon Delight Denim, but it has that teal pearlescence in it, or mica powders in it. And I was just testing out down here. That's my Prussian blue, and it kind of reads to that. So I might add that more of a highlight and stuff. So there's my color scheme. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue down the torn pages from a dictionary page. And I'm putting these coming from the top, coming from the bottom, and I'm just using Mod Podge to adhere them. Some underneath, some on top. Once that's dry, I'm giving it a coat of gesso, and I'm removing some of the gesso, so I'm hoping to see some of the book text at the end. I'm grabbing some of my stamps. This is a Tim Holtz stamp, and I'm using my Inktense blocks, and I'm spraying with water to get the print. Now I've got the bubble stamp, and I'm doing the same using the Inktense block as the ink. Cleaning off my stamp and drawing. So I'm applying some of my acrylic paints. I think the first one was my Martha Stewart pearlized paint, and just keep going with all the different colors that I showed you first. And we're trying to do an outward circle, gradually getting darker, all in the same color family. Just mixing and doing. I've seen this done numerous times, and it sure is harder to achieve than watching the video, that's for sure. Although looking back right now, I'm actually quite happy with it. And now I'm deciding to use my Inktense blocks, and I'm putting some iridescent medium, and I'm coloring the iridescent medium and putting it through the peacock stencil to add some texture to this page. And I decide I do not like it, so I've completely gessoed over it, and the color came through, and I've added some of my colors back. I'm just adding some highlights and lowlights with my colors. I'm trying to get some of the darker colors caught into the texture of the peacock feathers, just so it'll show up. I figured if I'm doing a monochromatic page, I needed to add a lot of interest in the page in another way if I'm not going to be using color. So I need a lot of texture and a lot of layers. So I'm back to doing my stamping, and I have it's kind of a crackled stamp. I believe this is from Prima. And I've done it all over the page. Again, using my Inktense block as the ink. So you can see the crackle design that's there. I'm quite happy with that end result. And I'm getting Tim Holtz's circle one, and I'm adding that all over the page as well. Just building up layers of interest. And I'm not really careful to get a great stamp. I just want partial stamps, interest. This is all kind of background stamp stuff. And drawing quickly. I'm taking my Lindy spray and I'm dripping. I'm running it across the top and banging the book to get that drippage going down. These are teal colors. Again, this is in an attempt to create even more interest on the page. All monochromatic, all in the same color family, but just different levels of shine and iridescence. So I'm quite happy with the page now. I can't believe that I've had to re-gesso it over right in the middle of the video, but it happens. So I'm using the Martha Stewart Pearlized paint, and I'm putting it on the deli paper. And it's a very, very, very light teal color. And I'm drawing or tracing. I've drawn a dragonfly and I've put it underneath, and I'm just tracing on top of it with my black Posca pen. I love this Posca pen. It writes over everything. You get a nice thin line, and the paint pen does not smell. So I decided to do some patchwork in the middle of the dragonfly wings. And again, because it's all monochromatic, I need the shimmer, I need the detailing, I need the interest to be built in some other way. So I've done the same, and I've built another dragonfly, much the same way, using Martha Stewart's paint on deli paper and drawing or tracing it. I printed off my text, dream, believe, do, repeat, onto deli paper, and I've cut really close to the letters because I don't want a lot of excess. And I chose a font that seemed a little whimsical, like the dragonflies. Giving the dragonfly a little flight path with my white Posca paint pen. And then using my white paint pen, actually my teal gel pen. It looks white, but it's a light teal. I'm just using dash marks on all the letters in the middle of the black, just to make it a little bit more monochromatic. Doing the same with the gel pen around the edge of the dragonfly, just to set it off, make it pop a little bit more. And just checking that I've done all the things in the prompt. Doing some dash, dot, 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 dash marks all the way around the journal page. Matching the black that's in it. Going over top of it with the white. Now doing the white over top of the letters. Outlining the dragonfly. You can't see the book page anymore, but you can see the texture that the book page creates for the background. Thank you so much for watching. Here's a picture of the final project. I also splattered white paint on it. Be sure to take the challenge and then join the creationship by coming and becoming a member of the All Things Mixed Media Creative Katie Facebook group. Hope to see you there. Bye.